honorable sisters, brothers, and friends. I'm appearing to all of the good people in this world, which is the majority, because I'm being forced by the King George, Queen Hoover, not democracy, hypocrisy, and their criminally insane gyrations. So I'm only like anyone else. And my opinion is anything that you do natural don't mean it's who you really are. And I've been forced to come to the final conclusion that the King George, Queen Hoover hypocrisy, those who run around, they have what they want. They're in an area that's considered to be a better area to live in because of the seasons. And it's maybe a little more prosperous in certain other areas. So they can print the money and do that, and that's what they want. Meanwhile, the world is developing, as I said, and know it would be, and that is the people that are going to have governments and leaders that are going to make these people improve and become then the most industrial country in the world, one of the most prosperous. They will have more freedom of what they really are instead of being dictated by maybe somebody that has royalty and therefore is in charge of the church. Because when you have, this is just from recollecting in the past decades, Russia had a chance of having a real good social system throughout the world. But when it comes to theology and belief, they are so, under Stalin, so anti-religious that it completely nullifies anything of a social program. Understand what I'm saying. I'm coming to you as Doc C, PhD company, not as Preacher Doc. But you have to understand that those millions that were working hard to develop, they naturally realize, and it's that way all through history, civilizations, there's a spirit, a leader, a prophet, one who says that I am the Son of God and performs miracles, and other prophets perform miracles, etc. That when a person says, you know, I didn't do what I wanted to do and I put all I could for this nation, but I'm not going to die and maybe not obtain salvation for that politician that's living the good life. Do you understand? So I'm forced to then tell it the way it is. I was in the history of the U.S. probably in monetary value and in honors, probably the worst in its history of crimes against a person, my father's family. And now they actually blocked the highway. They actually blocked the road to stop me to say, yeah, we're including your family. What can you do about it? Now you think about it. These mixed up, criminally insane gyrationists, are so ridiculous. They're not real men, and they're not real women. They are just something doing a crime and being paid for it, and that's what they want. They're prostituting themselves, and they say, yeah, but look, I'm doing something to you. What can you do to me? Well, it's not a question of what I can do to you. I have all I can do to save my own soul. Why should I take my valuable time to try to save yours? I'm a preacher. If you want to listen to what I say, fine. If you want to do what I say, fine. But it's up to you. Do you understand? When it comes down to what am I going to obtain eternally? Then Stalin and Lenin crumbled. And I said, how foolish. How foolish that you let a person's personal decision of what they want to do eternally ruin what you can do socially. So I tried to say, well, don't collapse, improve. Don't become like Russia and collapse, improve. Right now, I put such an effort. You think about it. Now, as I discuss, you think about it. The people that used Eastern Ukraine had the votes, desire, everything to become the Republic of Eastern Ukraine. That's what they said they were. I put forward a program that was absolutely the best. To be the Republic of the Western Ukraine and Republic of the Eastern Ukraine. Those in the Eastern Ukraine would, of course, have their economy tied to Russia that's developing, becoming better. The ones in the Western Ukraine, I wish them luck because the Europe economy is bad. Look at Greece. They tell Greece, you keep firing people and we'll give you money for your economy. How can you keep firing people and add to the unemployment and the misery and so of that economy and say, if you do that, we'll give you money to improve your economy? It's counterproductive, but they've been doing that for at least a couple of years. I can straighten that country out in 3 days. Really. I can make America really what it's supposed to be in 1 year. They vote for me, and I say, look, 1 year after that, I'm going to return to South Sea Island because I've earned it. Do you understand? No matter what I say and do, they're going to keep doing the King George, Queen Hoover hypocrisy because they say they're getting the results. Like that criminally insane genocidal maniac, Netanyahu. Zionist Israel. Zionist is a political that they want to take as much as they can in power. I have friends in all races and religions and nationalities, really. If you're good, you're good. And I think then the good Lord will acknowledge that and you'll be rewarded. That's my opinion. But as presenting myself as Doc C PhD company, you're laughing, ridiculous. You're not real men. You're not real women. You're prostituted pieces of, it just, yes, well, we can keep you not publicly known and keep you in a sort of a prison, because we won't let you do what you can do. We'll take what you have, keep doing that. But what you are prostituted pieces of not real men, not real women. And I tried everything possible to say, come to your senses. Don't be King George, Queen Hoover, criminally insane, hypocritical weirdos and utter nonsense. No. So I've come to the conclusion that the USA is definitely where they have social masturbation. They are social masturbation experts now. They're running around their computers and keeping track, and they can show me as I'm going to do something. They're ready for that because now that's what I'm going to do. Well, fine. All that money and everything, why don't you give it to me for what you owe on the crimes? I'd move from this country. Now, what I'm emphasizing then is you're social masturbationists. You're not the best out in the world by far now. Yeah, going back at least before Kennedy, the U.S. has been in an intellectual civil war since the assassination of President Kennedy. That's a true fact. You see disturbances. I'm not one to march and all that. I'll drop down in the discipline of military science. I'll drop down to the nonsense of having teenagers throw rocks and something like that. I mean, that's preposterous. You understand? It's preposterous that these who are anti-religious, that's first. And after that comes even their political, what they are, say, politically, and what they are doing or supposed to be doing. The people of the world are gradually taking over where the people are being represented by those who represent the people, and it's only natural that they have the good life, of course, at that high importance position, but you can't forget your roots, where you came from, as that of the people. You can't be related to royalty, as they said here in the USA, so we should be the ruling that rule. What I am saying now is that I've come to the decision that in the USA, they have made the people now where they are hopelessly prostituted. They're not real men and they're not real women. And for those who have been sucked into that unknowingly, that's regrettable. For those who say, yeah, but look at you and look at me. We're hitting you 24/7, more and more, proving we know what you're going to do in advance. Wow. They really impress me as being intellectually what? They're not real men and they're not real women. So they're running around. They are intellectual masturbationists. This King George, Queen Hoover, hyper nonsense. All this sort of they want to put it as a game. Yeah, well, the game, how smart, intellectual. Hey, you're intellectual masturbationists, not real men and not real women. And that's the true facts. I wanted to get that cleared because I'm going to keep progressing as preacher doc, founder and preacher of the Universal Pure Christians of this planet and the universe, and that I think if you have something better, if it is, I'll agree with you. If not, then I think more and more of the people intellectually, honestly, are agreeing with Doc C, PhD company, and Preacher Doc. Thank you.